Chosen one. Pause for a moment and notice something strange about the timing of your life right now. The world around you may look ordinary. People are moving through their routines, repeating the same conversations, worrying about the same problems they worried about last week. Nothing dramatic appears to be happening on the surface, and yet somewhere deep inside your mind, there is a quiet signal that something is approaching. Not tomorrow, not someday, something very specific, something connected to this coming Sunday. Stay with me until the very end of this message, and when you do, write your warmest wishes in the comments, and write 99 because your words carry energy, and what you release now will return to you. And if you feel this message is for you, stay connected to this space so you don't miss what comes next. Now listen carefully, because this transmission is not meant for everyone. Most people will scroll past a message like this without feeling anything. Their attention is scattered, their minds are restless, their awareness is buried under endless noise. But you paused. And the reason you paused is because something in your brain recognized a signal. The chosen always recognize the signal, not consciously at first. It begins as a subtle tension along the spine, a quiet alertness behind the eyes, a strange awareness moving through the nervous system like a current running beneath the surface of ordinary thought. Your breath becomes slightly deeper, your mind becomes slightly quieter, and suddenly you begin noticing patterns that others completely ignore. This is how divine moments approach the chosen, quietly. Scripture hinted at this long ago, but the deeper meaning was never explained openly. In Ecclesiastes, it is written, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Most people read this as poetic comfort, but those who carry awakened perception understand something deeper. Divine timing moves like an invisible structure beneath the events of life. And right now, chosen one, you are standing at the edge of one of those moments. Sunday is not random, it is a crossing point. But here is what the masses never understand. When a divine turning point approaches, the first signals appear inside the body before anything happens in the outside world. Your brain begins processing reality differently. Your spine carries subtle electrical messages through the nervous system. Your heart rhythm begins synchronizing with deeper breathing patterns. You may have already felt this, moments of unusual clarity, moments where the noise of the world suddenly feels distant, moments where you sense that something significant is approaching, but you cannot explain why. These are not coincidences, these are signals. In the Gospel of John, there is a mysterious statement that most people overlook. It says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not understood it." Think carefully about that line. The light does not wait for darkness to understand it. The light simply appears, and only those with the right perception recognize it. Chosen ones recognize it. This is why you often feel different from the people around you. Your mind processes signals others cannot see. Your intuition notices patterns others dismiss. Your awareness moves through layers of reality that remain invisible to the masses. And because of this, certain moments in your life carry unusual power. Sunday is one of those moments, not because the calendar says so, but because cycles inside the human body and cycles inside divine timing often intersect in ways most people never study. Your brain operates on rhythms, your breath follows rhythms. Even your blood pressure follows subtle cycles that rise and fall throughout the week. Ancient spiritual teachers knew this. They understood that certain days become energetic gateways when consciousness is ready to shift. And when that gateway appears, the chosen feel it first as a quiet pressure in the mind, a subtle alertness in the spine, a deep stillness inside the breath. If you have felt that recently, it means you are already approaching the threshold. But there is something you must do to align yourself with the moment when it arrives. There is a small ritual, almost forgotten, that helps the chosen synchronize their mind and body before a divine turning point. Tonight, or whenever you find silence, sit somewhere comfortable and keep your spine straight. Close your eyes gently. Place one hand on your chest and one hand just below your navel. Now take 7 slow breaths. With each inhale, imagine a soft light entering through the top of your head. With each exhale, imagine that light moving down your spine and spreading through your bloodstream. Do not force the image. Simply allow it. This process does something subtle. It calms the brain's electrical activity. It synchronizes the breath with the heartbeat. And when the brain and heart move in the same rhythm, the mind becomes unusually clear. Clarity is what prepares the chosen for divine moments. Most people will enter Sunday distracted. Their attention will be scattered. Their minds will be restless. They will move through the day without recognizing anything unusual. But you will be watching. Because once awareness becomes sharp enough, the signs begin revealing themselves. And in the next part of this transmission, you will begin to understand something that very few people are ever told. Why certain Sundays throughout history became turning points in the lives of those who were chosen, and why this coming Sunday may already be moving toward you like a door that was quietly opening long before you realized it existed. Chosen one. The strange thing about divine turning points is that they rarely look dramatic when they first arrive. There are no trumpets, no announcements, no visible signal that tells the world something sacred has just shifted. To the ordinary mind, Sunday will look like any other Sunday. The same sunlight, the same streets, the same routines repeating themselves like they always have. But the chosen do not read the world through surfaces. You read it through patterns, through vibration, through the subtle signals moving through your mind and body. And that is why there's this message reached you. Because before a true change arrives, something inside the chosen begins to prepare them. The brain becomes slightly more alert. The breath deepens without effort. The spine feels almost like a quiet antenna, receiving something from beyond the ordinary noise of the world. Most people ignore these sensations, but the chosen recognize them. There is a line hidden in the Psalms that hints at this mysterious preparation. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." Many people think this verse is simply about calmness, but the deeper meaning is far more powerful. Stillness is not passive. Stillness is a state where the brain and heart become quiet enough to receive signals the restless mind cannot perceive. When the mind becomes still, the signal becomes clear. And right now, chosen one, something inside you is becoming still. You may have noticed that certain distractions no longer interest you the way they once did. Conversations that once filled your attention now feel strangely empty. Your awareness has begun turning inward, almost as if your mind is searching for something deeper than ordinary life can offer. This is not withdrawal, this is alignment. When a divine shift approaches, the chosen often go through a phase where the world feels slightly distant. It is not loneliness, it is recalibration. Your brain is reorganizing the way it processes reality. Your nervous system is filtering information differently. Even your breath begins falling into a slower, more coherent rhythm. And when that rhythm stabilizes, something unusual begins to happen. Your intuition becomes sharper, your perception becomes clearer, your attention begins noticing small details that the masses walk past without ever seeing. This is one of the hidden abilities of the chosen. Your mind begins reading reality the way a navigator reads stars. But here is something very few people are told. When a turning point approaches, the body itself becomes part of the preparation. Your spine, the central column of your nervous system, carries electrical impulses between your brain and the rest of your body. These signals influence how you interpret the world. When your breath becomes calm and your attention becomes focused, the signals moving through your spine begin synchronizing with the rhythm of your heart. And when the brain, spine, breath, and heart begin operating in harmony, consciousness becomes incredibly clear. Ancient spiritual teachers understood this, even though they used different language to describe it. They spoke about light rising within a person. They spoke about awakening. They spoke about the moment when someone begins seeing reality with new eyes. In Proverbs it is written, "The spirit of man is the lamp of the Lord, searching all the inward parts." Think about that carefully. Your spirit is described as a lamp. A lamp illuminates what was previously hidden, and when the chosen begin approaching a moment of change, that inner lamp begins glowing brighter. You start noticing patterns in your life that suddenly make sense. Certain struggles begin revealing their purpose. Certain events from the past suddenly look like preparation instead of obstacles. This is how divine timing reveals itself, not through chaos, but through clarity. And that clarity often arrives just before a threshold moment. Sunday is one of those thresholds, but to recognize it fully, you must strengthen your internal awareness. There is a second sacred practice that helps chosen individuals sharpen their perception before a major shift. Tonight, or whenever you find quiet space, try this simple process. Sit somewhere comfortable and close your eyes. Keep your spine straight so your breath can move freely through your body. Now inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath gently for 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds. Repeat this pattern 7 times. But while you breathe, bring your attention to the center of your forehead, the place just between your eyebrows. Imagine a faint point of light there, like a small star inside your mind. With every breath, imagine that light becoming slightly brighter. This exercise does something subtle but powerful. It calms the brain's restless activity and focuses your awareness into a single point. Over time, your perception becomes sharper and your intuition becomes more reliable. This is how the chosen prepare themselves before important moments, not through noise, through clarity. Most people will reach Sunday distracted by ordinary life. They will wake up thinking about small problems, small worries, small plans. Their attention will scatter across dozens of directions, but the chosen move differently. You observe, you notice, you feel the signals before they fully appear. And this is where the mystery deepens, because in the next part of this transmission, you will begin to understand something even more unusual, why certain days become mirrors of destiny, and why when the chosen cross those moments, the world around them begins shifting in ways the masses cannot explain. Chosen one, by now you may feel the quiet pressure of something approaching, not fear, not excitement, something deeper than both. A still awareness moving through your mind and body, like the calm air that appears just before a powerful change in weather. Most people would ignore this sensation. They would drown it out with distractions, noise, or endless movement. But the chosen never ignore these signals, because the chosen understands something the world has forgotten. Certain moments in time are not ordinary, and Sunday is one of those moments. The world will move through that day as if nothing special is happening. The streets will look the same, the routines will repeat themselves, conversations will sound familiar, but beneath the visible surface of life, something more subtle will be taking place. A shift, a crossing, a quiet realignment between who you were and who you were always meant to become. The scriptures have always hinted at these hidden turning points. In the book of Romans, it says, "The night is far gone, the day is at hand. Let us cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light." Most people read that line as moral advice, but those who are awake understand it as a description of transformation. Darkness represents confusion, distraction, and unconscious living. Light represents awareness, clarity, and alignment with divine timing. When someone enters a moment of change, it often feels like moving from one state into another, not instantly, but unmistakably. And that is what this Sunday represents, a threshold. But here is the deeper truth that the masses rarely understand. Turning points do not force themselves into your life. They reveal themselves only when your awareness becomes sharp enough to recognize them. This is why preparation matters. Your brain is not just a machine that thinks. It is a receiver. Your spine is not only a structure that holds your body upright, it is a conductor of signals. Your breath is not simply oxygen entering your lungs. It is the rhythm that regulates the entire nervous system. When these systems move in harmony, perception becomes clear. And when perception becomes clear, something fascinating begins to happen. You start seeing opportunities others walk past. You start recognizing doors others do not even notice. You start understanding patterns that once looked like random events. This is the quiet power of the chosen mind. The book of Proverbs hints at this again with a line that many people overlook. The path of the righteous shines brighter and brighter until the full day. Notice the pattern. The light increases gradually. Awareness expands step by step. Clarity grows with every moment you remain attentive. That is exactly how divine shifts unfold. Sunday will not announce itself loudly. It will reveal itself through small signs, a realization that suddenly feels clear, a conversation that opens an unexpected path, a decision that feels strangely effortless compared to everything that came before. These are the signals, and those who are awake will notice them. But there is one final practice that helps chosen individuals anchor themselves before stepping into a new chapter of life. On the morning of Sunday, before the world begins pulling your attention in different directions, take a few minutes to center yourself. Stand upright. Take a slow breath through your nose. Feel that breath travel down into your lungs, then through your body. As you exhale, imagine a soft light moving from the center of your brain down through your spine and into your heart. Do this 7 times. With each breath, allow your mind to become quieter. Allow your body to become still. Allow your awareness to become sharper. This simple ritual does something powerful. It synchronizes the brain, breath, and heart into one rhythm. When that rhythm forms, your mind becomes incredibly clear, and your intuition becomes stronger than the noise of the outside world. This is the state where chosen individuals recognize the doors meant for them. Most people will walk through Sunday without noticing anything unusual, but the chosen will see the shift. Not everyone was meant to hear this message. Not everyone was meant to recognize the moment that is approaching. But if you are here, if these words resonate with something deep inside your mind, if you feel a quiet certainty rather than confusion, then there is a reason. You were meant to notice. Because when a chosen soul finally recognizes the turning point placed in front of them, something remarkable begins happening. Life stops feeling random. Events stop feeling accidental. The path begins revealing itself step by step, and the moment you realize that Sunday is not just another day, is the moment everything begins changing.